Hello, today I'll be talking about the movie Coco, made in 2017. Um, the instructions were to read a couple of reviews on it before actually viewing it, and I wrote down um, a couple expectations. The first one was for it to be like culturally enriching, so it's to talk about Mexican culture, specifically Dia de los Muertos, and talk about how it's very important for the culture and how um, important it is as a day in Mexican life. Um, Another thing that I wrote was for it to have very good music and animation. Um, both the reviews that I read talked about how um, bright and vibrant it is, and how when it gets emotional, it gets the music and the animation very much show that. And the last thing I wrote is for it to be very like emotionally like touching, for it to have like um, moments where it's very happy, and for moments for it to be very sad, and for it to be like well expressed. So similar to the second one, but like just purely like on an emotional part of it. Um, yeah, so those, like, both the reviews talked about how the um, animation and the music were like very touching in it. I also read the um, what's it called? The animation in theory. Just lightly read it, and it just talked about some things I've read saw from it. Where the um, main thing that I saw was that animations are movements that are drawn, um, and that animation's always been a very big thing. Um, it's like been central, like it's been like a very central thing to cinema. Um, yeah, there's a couple other things, but talking about how the differences between um, cinema and animation and like photography. But yeah, um, then I watched the movie, and the expectations for the movie were pretty accurate from what the um, review said. They were they did talk a lot about Dios de los Muertos and what it means to Mexican culture. The music and animations were very good. Some key songs being "Remember Me" and "Un Poco Loco," and it did like talk a lot about the. It was very like an emotional movie. Um, then for the um, transcript analysis, we were supposed to take a little sequence and talk about the character movement, framing, sound editing, or animation style. So here's my transcript analysis. Um, In Coco, we see the scene where Miguel finds out that Ernesto de la Cruz poisons Hector and took all of his songs. It uses a flashback to show us exactly what happens, and we also get to see Miguel being shocked by this. You see this in Miguel clenching his fist, and he's visibly angry at Ernesto. The music and lighting, it also changes from a warm brightness to a harsh, dark sound and light. This signifies the plot twist in Miguel's perspective of Ernesto. As Miguel figures out that Hector is his family and not Ernesto, you can see both characters smiling and that there's a slight shift in the music. The music stays soft as it was before, but it goes from a little sad to a slight happiness, knowing that they're connected. Another flashback happens, but this time between Hector and Coco, where he sings Remember Me, which is a big song in the movie. The lighting goes back to warm and sweet, making the mood a little somber because she is forgetting him in the movie. As Miguel says that he is proud to be Hector's family, there's a small full circle moment that happens, making it a very happy moment where they can bond in their connectedness that is seen throughout the movie. So that just shows a big part of the movie where I thought was very touching, and talks a lot about um, all the big moments that we see in the film, talking about all the themes. So yeah, thank you.